check, 1, 2. Welcome into a Sunday night, unfiltered, and we may be making some changes on the fly because, once again, StreamYard doesn't play well with Chrome. Anyway, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and probably get some of that going already, just in case we need to do a little switcheroonie. Anyway, my apologies if it does happen. Anyway. Yeah, welcome in. Sunday night. Saw a few movies, actually. 3 movies. 1 old, 2 new, over the weekend. And I can't wait to tell you guys a little bit about it. And maybe might have a guest join me for that. So let's see. Let me get this prepared just in case. All right. Anyway, so welcome in, y'all. We'll see what we can get into. I got a few stories, some movie reviews, Snoop Dogg backtracks. Lucasfilm has introduced a cast for Starfighter. Raja Jackson. I don't know if you guys know about this Raja Jackson situation, but it's fascinating. So I've kind of pulled up a timeline of a history to go through it, and then a couple funny videos and whatnot. We'll see what we can get into. But nonetheless, let me jump in and say hello to Stan Lee. Son of a Crayon Slayer, Dreadnought, the one and only Dislike. Likes or dislike, it's all engagement, from what I understand. Turk Murphy's Toy Solutions is here. Ronnie Trickshot is here. G.I. Bro is here. And Menjoza and a few will probably show up as we get moving along. Like I said, I'll try to get my son in here to talk about Jaws, because we saw Jaws in an interesting way, and a way I've never seen it before. It was actually really super cool. So yeah, we'll see. But in the meantime, Otis McDonald, bring it on home, baby. All right. That means we truly got started, right? Truly got started when Otis and the band show up. That's right. 3-star draw is here as well. Bobby Wold. Oh, yeah. We'll get into it. We'll get into this weekend. It was a good time. For those of you that know or don't know, I turned 50 on the 4th of September, but because my son was over this weekend, we had a shindig on yesterday, and yeah, you know, getting near 50. What's up, Eric? How's things on the West Coast, my friend? So yeah, getting closer and closer to 50. It's kind of weird. I don't even know what that means. I have the mind of an 18-year-old and the body of about a 65-year-old, probably. But it was fun. 3-star came over, some extended family. Yeah, Bobby, don't worry about it, really. It's not a big deal. Yeah, it was fun. My son was over here. Went to the high school football game. My son's band performs at halftime. They lost every game last year. They actually won their first game of this season in their second game. So it was fun. It was fun to watch that. Took a lot of pictures of the kids. I'm going to take my good camera to the games, the competitions, and try to get as many photos and videos as I can. So that's fun. Fun for me. And Eric, holy moly. Still around, right? I don't think it's going anywhere. But is it as potent? Is COVID as potent as it was when it first got unleashed on the world? You tell me. I know for some people it probably still is, and for others maybe it's not. But yeah, you and me both, buddy. But yeah, I hope you're getting over it, getting through it. Don't know how long you had it. It sucks. I can say I don't know that I have gotten it. If I have, I didn't know it. Every test I took was negative throughout the last 3 years. So really, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I got through that, especially working with the public the way I do. Yeah, 6 pounds in 3 days, not fun. I know I've lost some weight, and definitely due to insomnia, as I've mentioned. And yeah, man, like it's weird. It's weird, but 6 pounds in 3 days, not fun. And you start to notice it. I don't know about you guys, and I've been pretty skinny for most of my life. But you start to notice it like in the face, right? A little turkey neck going on. I looked in the mirror the other day. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? A little turkey neck. I'm going to try to keep the camera low or high, actually. Yes, Clayface has started filming. Gonna try to get into that with Matthew a little bit on Tuesday. Um, don't know what to think about Clayface. For those of you that are interested, it's a body horror movie for the DCU. I think James Gunn is all over the place between Peacemaker and Superman, and then Clayface, and then Creature Commandos, and it's just every freaking where. And I don't know what the plan is, because on one hand you've got stuff like Superman, you want kids to come watch. Then you've got Peacemaker, which is super R-rated. It has orgy scenes. It's got lots of swinging dangs, and it's not for kids. Creature Commandos, not for kids. Clayface, it's gonna be for kids or not? Right, so the DCU's in a weird freaking place to me, and hopefully as we get a little more news as the plan comes along, we'll figure it out. But I just don't think this thing's gonna work, and I think maybe James Gunn was the wrong person. I don't know. 5 years ago ish, yeah, man. Have you lost your sense of smell and taste? That's the big one that everybody talks about. And I do know one person that it really hasn't come back for. And they had it like in 2020. And they still just don't have that. So hopefully that's not the case. I did want to kind of bounce off of this right off the top for you guys. And I appreciate anybody and everybody who is stopping by just to hang out with me for a little while. It's much appreciated. Stu, for lunch. Like button has been hit. Hey, hello is in effect. Hello. Can I read today? I'm a stickler for grammar too. Greetings to the chat room. Greetings to you, Stu. Sorry I missed you there, man. Frank Dumanu's also here as well, saying yo to everybody. And 3 Star says it almost killed my ex. Yeah. Man, for some people, I mean, it's like a version of the flu, basically. Right? I mean, we heard for years the flu was so deadly. So, I mean, why should this be any different? I do want to, I kind of want to mention this off the top, and it's because, and I figured 3 Star, that was who you were talking about. God help me that my browser will work, folks. Really, God help me. I right before I went live, it all cut off. So I had to do some massive in like 30 seconds, like mad scientist keyboarding and shit. So Opera is kind of my on the back burner, just in case. All right, look, we'll get into it. Box office has been weak this year. Extremely weak. Not very many good movies to choose from. But I did see one that I recommend to you guys. I will not spoil it. It has a fantastic cast. Weapons obviously returns at number 1 as the Jaws 50th anniversary re-release comes out and steals some thunder. Weapons is a interesting movie. It is a horror movie, but not in the just gory, grossest sense. Does it have some gore? I guess yes, it does. There's some striking scenes, but it's really a suspense thriller told from 5 different perspectives, basically. And the perspective part I thought was pretty cool way to tell a story. I think it works like Pulp Fiction, right? Think Pulp Fiction. You get this part, and then it switches to a different point of view, and then those things intersect, they crisscross, and you see things happen between these characters. And Josh Brolin's character is extremely intense in this movie, but he changes. I think there's character growth, and then there's just character destruction in this movie. I really recommend you guys see it. I know most of you are not going to go to the theater. I get that. For instance, and I'll get into it with Superman as far as the cost and what was involved, or not Superman, with Jaws 50th anniversary, and getting into the cost of that and what that entailed. Weapons I saw as a matinee at 11:35 on a Friday, and it was about $13. So a matinee just by itself before noon is a $13 ticket before tax. Throw some popcorn, throw a Coke. You're looking at $30 at least to go see a movie if you want to eat. So I get it if no one wants to go. The problem with that is that if no one wants to go to the movies, which they've made it difficult to do, then the movies, you don't get as many releases, theaters start to close, and the communal experience of being in a movie theater or just going to see a movie on the big screen yourself is it dies out, which we've seen it start to do. Lesser and lesser films are getting made. The budgets are still pretty big. But I got to tell you, man, Weapons, for a second there, K-pop Demon Hunters, which I just finished, by the way. And I'll tell you my thoughts on that. But Weapons, K-pop Demon Hunters came out at the theater, and it made like $18 million in one day or over the weekend, whatever. And it was pretty big. But most people are going to watch it on streaming. So Weapons is at the top. K-pop. You've got Jaws coming in there, right? Jaws comes in second place with $8 million in 3,200 theaters. Interesting. Now, I did notice today also, and I don't know if you guys like to do this. Have you ever looked at like the limited engagement films on when you're looking at Fandango or Regal or whatever you use? You ever looked at the limited engagement? Because today at 12:35 on IMAX, they did Prince Sign of the Times concert video performance. And it's just kind of either a one-day thing, a one-off thing, right, in IMAX. Didn't have time to go see it. I've seen it many times. Sign of the Times concert experience is really awesome. It's like from 1987. But a really cool idea. I do like the fact that theaters are putting older movies in. So if you never got a chance to see it at the theater, whether you were a kid or whether you just missed it, they're putting older movies back in theaters and you can go see them. And it's a brilliant idea. Because as many shit movies that are out, you take a classic, Back to the Future, for instance, coming to theaters, going to have a special release. I believe we saw the trailer today during Jaws. They're putting Back to the Future, of course, came out in 1985, hence the 40th anniversary. So it's going back in theaters. That'll be fun to go see. That would be fun to go see, right? Yeah, K-pop. You know, I got to tell you, man, I'll give you my thoughts in a minute. After I finish up with Weapons, I'll give you some K-pop Demon Hunter thoughts. But Weapons has really had a lot of legs because people have seen it and they're telling people you need to go see this movie. It's kind of movie that you know you're watching and you know you're trying to figure out what's going on. And once the reveal happens, it's creepy and it's interesting, and also they don't tell you too much. They don't tell you how the sausage is made. They don't give you all the ins and outs. They don't tell you how this thing happened and where it came from and where it's going. You just have to just take it for what it is. And then when the movie ends, it's like, okay, right? Like, not everything has to be explained. Not everything needs full exposition. And so Weapons works because of the different points of view from the different characters, but it has a great cast. People who can act. That is the main takeaway for me, is that they cast the right people in the right roles and had a good script and a really wacky premise. And it works. If you get a chance to go see it, go see it. If you're going to wait for streaming, fine. I get that. But Weapons, when it comes out on streaming, make sure you check it out. It's a lot of fun. It'll have you kind of, gripping, right? Like, ooh, that's, and you kind of squirm a little bit in the seat. But Weapons is definitely worth checking out. I wish I had been able to go see it a couple weeks ago with 3-star, definitely. But I wanted to at least check it out and then maybe discuss it with Matthew, spoiler-wise. But look, it's pretty sweet. All right, K-pop Demon Hunters. Didn't expect to watch this one after we got back from Jaws. Had some time on my hands, and so I fired it up and watched about the first half of it. And then halfway through, my son comes over because he didn't want to watch it. I'd said something to him yesterday. He didn't want to watch it. He was like, "Man, whatever. It looks goofy to me." It's a good, wholesome movie. That's what it is. I can see why kids like it because I ain't gonna lie to you. The songs in K-pop Demon Hunters are pretty fire. It's not my style of music. It's not, I don't care for the whole like singing and then rap and kind of either trap beats or, current pop music feel, right? But the songs are pretty damn good. Whoever wrote them and whoever sang them can sing, whether it's real or Memorex, who knows? But my point is K-pop Demon Hunters actually is a good movie. And if you have kids, if you have young kids even, there's nothing in it that, for me, would scare a parent off from letting their kids watch it. It is very wholesome. It has a pretty good message. It's got some good acting. It's pretty funny. It is an anime. So if you're not an anime, what's up, Gun Bunny Customs? If you're not an anime, then you're not going to dig it. And I get that. It's not for everybody. It's not. I like anime. I like Attack on Titan. I like Death Note. Just to name a couple. Demon Hunter's cool. Is it my go-to for cartoons or whatever? Not all the time. There's a certain mood for it. And usually, so this is one thing I like about like Korea or the Japanese. Okay? They haven't lost the art of telling a story. They haven't lost the art of being true and real and not giving a shit about outside influences and telling the story they want to tell. And in America, we've gotten where we care what every single group of people think. So therefore, when you write a script, you have to take this phrase out and take that joke out and take that scene out and implement this scene. Because if you don't, then heaven forbid, someone's going to be mad at you. And I think in the East, they just don't care. Now, whether that changes or not in the future, I don't know. People are trying. But they don't care. They still follow storytelling structure. They still follow the hero's journey. This hero's journey happens to be 3 girls and one in particular who goes through some shit. And it's tried and true and it works. It works. So if you get a chance, you're sitting around, especially if you have kids, K-pop Demon Hunters, you can watch it with them. It's pretty fun. Look, there's no serious take on this movie, right? Like there's nothing to glean from it other than it's just good. It's breezy. The songs are pretty cool, and the animation style. Now I will say this. Here's the one thing about the animation style, and I've reamed on this before. If you like Into the Spider-Verse, and you like that kind of motion animation that's not quite 24 frames a second or whatever it's supposed to be, right, for film. If you like that animation style, then you'll like this. If you don't like that animation style, you may not, especially if it makes you sick, especially if it bothers you that much. And for some people, it does. For some people, it bothers them that much that they can't watch Into the Spider-Verse. So they can't watch anything with that cut kind of animation style. But otherwise, K-pop Demon Hunters is beautifully animated. And it pops. I mean, it pops. No pun intended. Lots of colors. And a cool story. So, yeah, check it out. Check it out. I'm with you, 3-star. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I can get through it if the story is meaningful. It's like Into the Spider-Verse. I enjoyed the story. I liked what they had to do there. I can get through it, but it is not my favorite animation style for sure. But it is in fashion right now. Extremely in fashion right now. Okay. Let's talk about Jaws for a second. Now, this is a movie everyone in this chat I know, and everyone who may replay this, has seen probably 250 times. It's like Smokey and the Bandit, or Lord of the Rings, or Star Wars, or Indiana Jones, or anything that comes on TNT, TBS, excuse me, anything like that, right? You've seen it a million times. And if it comes on TV, chances are you may just leave it on because it's comfort food. It's like mac and cheese, right? It's like pasta. It's comfort food. Jaws will always hold up 100% because It is a very well-paced movie. It shows you things instead of just telling you things. And when they do tell you things, it's meaningful. There are foreshadowing with the tank, rifle, the little gun with the little needle on the end, right? That Hooper's trying to use. There's foreshadowing in the movie. So yes, we've all seen it 100,000 times. However, I saw it in a completely different way, and it's the first time I've ever seen it. Now, I don't know if my son wants to comment on it or not. He may. I'll try to flag him down if he wants to. Maybe not. Maybe I have to throw something at him like a penny. Maybe he's not even down here. I don't know where he's at. But he said, maybe I'll join you to talk about Jaws. So hang on. Yo. Do you want to jump on and talk about Jaws for a second or no? Yeah, that's fine. All right, come here. Grab a chair. All right. My son's going to make an appearance, yo. So, let's see. Just pick it up. There you go. Yeah, slide it in here, buddy. All right.
I get it from my daddy.
Yeah, you do. You come by it honest. All right, rolling in. There you go, folks. Okay, let's put the mic right here. I want you to do a little mic check one time. So, can you hear me? Chat, say yes. Can you hear him?
Hello, can you hear me?
I'd say so. All right,
So.
it's my son. What do you go by now on YouTube?
I don't know.
Requiem, Maverick. What do you?
Requiem Evangelion.
Requiem
You can just call me
Evangelion.
Aiden, it's fine.
Or Aiden. All right. There you go. Okay, so I want you to give your thoughts on Jaws first and the way we saw it. Okay, because I've never seen a movie that way, and I know you haven't either, right?
No.
So what did you think? Because you've seen Jaws before a couple times. I've showed it to you. And whatever. But this was in. Well, how did we see it?
So it was in a 40X, I think is what it was called, and the idea is when you sat down and the movie started, the seats would move and a rumble, and they had stuff in the seats, so if a character fell down on camera, it'd kick you,
Right.
yeah. And it also had little things on the back of each seat that would squirt water up, and air behind your head, little, like, not fog, but mist machines. It was pretty cool.
Shoot water in the air, and then the water would come back down on you, right? So, like, if there's a splash scene, or like when Quint, for instance, is getting eaten in half, and he's going down, and the shark is coming up at you, they're shooting water and blowing air in your ears and shit. It's wild. So it's also in 3D, and it's a movie that wasn't shot in 3D. So how did you think that came across perspective-wise? Because you mentioned that earlier to me.
So I remember, like, whenever I first watched it, flat and whatnot,
Uh-huh.
it was cool, but going back and watching it with the 3D goggles is completely different. Like, it took a minute for me to adjust to, but looking at the characters and seeing the depth between them, like, if there's some guys in the back, they don't look like they're right up next to the guys in front. There was a scene where it was the guy who knows a lot in the back. It was our main character, and then the fisherman in the front, and you could tell the depth between each character and how far they were.
Yeah, it was interesting.
It was so, like, weird, but in a good way.
Totally not have you seen it before, because if you've seen
No.
it just on 2D flat screen, like
You can't really tell.
And yes, but foreground characters are in the foreground. And what they've done is they've remastered it in 4K. Steven Spielberg came on before the film, and he gave a little kind of spiel that he kind of read off a teleprompter, I'm sure.
Spielberg.
A Spielberg. Ding, bang, 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 bang. Nice one. Good
See where
job.
I get it.
Yeah, I gotta have those sound effects ready. All right, so Spielberg comes on. Spielberg comes on at the beginning, and he gives a little spiel about how they did it, how they remade it. It was 50 years ago. He was 27 years old, He had never filmed in the Atlantic, right? They had a lot of problems with the shark.
Yeah.
So he goes through that. A lot of stuff we all know. But I think the experience, right? Like the experience of seeing it in 3D when it's not actually filmed in 3D and what they were able to do with that. I don't think it was a lot. Like you didn't have. I saw Jaws 3D in the theater, and I know you know I was little, and what they tried to do with that is they filmed it in such a way that it was really like out here in front of you, like you felt like you could reach out and grab it. This didn't feel that way, right?
No.
It was on the screen. It was in 3D, but it didn't feel like the shark is coming. Really,
I don't know, man. There was a moment I was looking at it, and it's like, oh my gosh, I almost jumped out of my seat.
Old 3D compared to new 3D. This is the first movie I've seen in 3D since I think Alice in Wonderland with Johnny Depp, which I know you don't know, but I think your mom and I went to see it, and it was awful. But this is pretty cool. Brogu, what's going on, baby? War Chest, what's up? G.I. Jetman, hey. Yes, as I remember seeing Jaws 3D. Yeah, I went with my sister and her friend at the movie theater to see Jaws 3D. It was a terrible movie, but 3D at that time was like, oh my gosh. So overall, like, would you go see another movie this way? Depending on what it is. I mean,
I feel like because it was Jaws and like I have seen it and I know the plot, like 100% that. But if it was something that I don't really know or if it's something I don't know a lot about or I've never seen or isn't adapted from like a book or something,
right?
It's like I can't really say I would, just because with Jaws you kind of know how they're gonna use it. You know, if there's like water splashing, but with other ones, if it's not based where you know that could be used, I feel like it would be kind of underusing or overselling what it is. So unless I really knew what it was I was seeing and I knew what the material was, I'd probably have to do a lot more research to figure out if I want to, because it's expensive to see it like that.
Well, that was what I was going to mention. So it's about for a matinee, it was like $24 a ticket. And then if you buy them online, they add $2 to your fee. And so if you don't walk up, then it's like $27. So it's $50-something at least. It's somewhere in there, $53 and change. It's an expensive ticket, but you're right. If it's a movie you know what you're getting into, then you're probably more likely to go see it. If they, like Back to the Future, for instance, we saw the trailer for it. If they did Back to the Future like that,
that'd be awesome.
That'd be pretty cool, right? I would go check it out. But if it's a movie, I think Superman might have been fun. It is kind of weird, y'all. If you've never done the 4DX, I gotta say, when the water like shoots up in the air out of these little tubes, it's kind of goofy in a way, because it's like,
I thought it was coming from the ceiling at first.
You're right, but it shoots up in the air and then misses. But then they have these little these air holes behind your ear that's like...
It scared me at first.
Yeah, it's really weird. And then the seat like will kick your butt in the back. But they also sway. So like when you're on the boat, right, in the water, even the very beginning where the girl's swimming and then she gets jerked and you kind of feel your seat kind of this way and that way, and then it's kind of doing like this wavy thing. You look at the people in front of you and everybody's on a different thing. It's really kind of weird. I would do it again, but I definitely, like you, I'd have to look up and make sure.
Yeah.
You know, was it worth it? Yeah, look, it was worth it to see a 50-year-old movie that I know like the back of my hand, inside and out. It's worth it in that respect. Although a lot of people would say, hey, I'm not crazy about seeing a movie I've seen 100 times again and paying a theater to go see it. But for that experience, like Back to the Future that way might be really fun.
That'd be awesome.
Right? But a new movie, it'd have to be something like Superman maybe, or something with action that really utilizes the technology.
I was going to say, because if you're not using it that much and you're selling it as something that does that, then you're just overselling it and you're not getting what you're paying for. So like, I think it works well with Jaws and like Superman. If he's flying through the air, you got
and maybe like the seats might angle down as he's going down towards the ground, or he hits the ground, it's like boom, you know, and it gives you this big, you know, something like that would be cool. But I wouldn't just see any old movie in 4DX. And I don't think they put every one of them like that. So, but yeah, hey. If you get a chance to go check it out before it's out of the theaters, I think it's still playing for a few more days, maybe. And if you wanted to see it that way, maybe a matinee will give you a cheaper price. What's up, Graph? Yeah, I'd watch. Yeah, I'd watch the Alba Fantastic 2 in 3D maybe. I think the experience was worth it. 3-star overall, but I think you definitely need to know it's a movie you really want to watch and pay that kind of money for. But it was fun. Yeah, Jetman saw Guardians Volume 2 in 3D. 3D glasses don't fit well over my... Well, and I put my contacts in for that. There's no way I was going to try that.
Put 2 glasses on.
Yeah, and Paul Rubin, yeah, he was 4DXing in movies decades earlier. Graph, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, Jaws is the one I'd pay the upcharge for that. Yeah, I mean, what a great movie. I mean, come on, right? Like it's perfect pacing. It does start off slow though, but they have to build it up, right? It takes a little while to get into, you know.
Once you're in it though.
Yeah, once they go out on the ocean with Quint and everything, it's like this on, like Donkey Kong, dude. 3-star need Boogie Nights in 40X. That could be interesting, yes. And Ronnie in Australia, yeah. I bet you got great whites out there. Yeah. Quite prevalent, my friend. It's no tiger shark, though, is it?
Wow.
All right. So anyway, that's our Jaws in 40X review. Go check it out if you really want to have some fun. And like I said, I think in October, Back to the Future
I think it was October.
is coming.
Yeah.
So that we might have to go do that. That'd be fun.
That'd be fun. Yeah.
So, okay. Anyway, all right. Well, why don't you go retire back to your hidey hole?
I shall make my leave undisturbed.
Right. Yes. No, heaven forbid you knock over the light.
Heaven forbid it.
That was my son, y'all. There we go. Give him some applause. That's right. God, he is knocking over my lights. What are you doing? You're just messing the whole show up. I'm gonna be Bill O'Reilly for a minute. Fuck it, we'll do it live. Okay. Anyway, all right.
What are you, SNL?
There he is. Back to Otis and the band. No, I am not SNL. That shit hasn't been funny in like 10, 15, 20 years. Yeah. Hey, man. All right. So anyway. All right, let's get back to it. Don't hit the rattler. You got that right, 3-star. Is Showgirls coming to 40X? That could be quite interesting. Elizabeth Berkley in 40X? Fortunately, we're saved by the bell. Yeah. Nah. He can touch the rattler if he needs to. Now, in N75, and I explained to him, and he knew this already, but yeah, Jaws set off a whole thing where people started hunting sharks, and it just became this like epidemic in the oceans all of a sudden. And so Spielberg had to come out and say like, hey, like it's a movie. It's just a movie. But anyway, okay. Yeah, check it out. So 3 movies in 3 days. 2 days, 3 days, whatever. It's awesome. Yeah, no doubt. All right. Let's get to a few topics. This is something I brought up with Matthew, and I want to bring it up again because Snoop Dogg is back in the news again, folks. That's right. Just a few days ago, he made the news. Wasn't pretty. But he had some comments about Lightyear. Okay. And so let's revisit the original comment from Snoop. Okay. And let's discuss. All right. Let's see here. Let's go there. Boy, you really aren't going to play with me today, are you? All right. These are the original comments. He was on a podcast, and this is what he had to say about taking his, I believe, grandson to see Lightyear.
I took my grandson to see, what was the movie with Buzz Lightyear?
Toy Story?
Not that one, but
the new Buzz. The Lightyear. I think it's called Lightyear.
With Kiki Palmer's in that movie.
Okay.
She plays like the daughter. So we watching it, and the lady, which is Kiki's mama, they move on into the space years. They move down the line. They're like, that she had a baby with a woman. Well, my grandson in the middle of the movie like, Papa Snoop, how she have a baby with a woman? She a woman. Oh, shit. I didn't come in for this shit. I just came to watch the goddamn movie. Hey, man, watch the movie. They just said she had a baby. They both women. How did she have a baby? Shh. The movie ain't over with. So it's like, it fucked me. I'm scared to go to the movies now. Like, y'all throwing me in the middle of shit that I don't have an answer for. I'll tell
Okay, number one, a national treasure, right? He's a national treasure. Of course he is. So he takes his grandkid to see Lightyear, and he's just being real. That's his opinion. Whatever you think of it. Doesn't want to explain to his kid how two women have a baby in the movie. That is pretty normal for someone to maybe not want to discuss with their young children. But that was purposely put in Lightyear. It was fought for. It was purposely put in for the storytelling. Okay, we'll just put it that. So then the Lightyear writer responded to the criticism that Snoop Dogg said during this podcast. Now, again, you know what? It wasn't even. What's up, Matthew? What is up, buddy? So I hope you had fun with Legend series. Good time for me. So I hope you really did. So the Lightyear writer responds to Snoop Dogg's criticism of the film's LGBTQ plus representation, saying he sucks. Okay, it's quite reductive. Hopefully he joins the side of love. Well, it's. I don't think Snoop Dogg's comments were about love or hating anyone or whatever. I think he merely was mentioning that when I go to the movies and take children, there's certain things that I'm not quite prepared to answer the questions for. That's a perfectly common and understandable thought. Because parents would like to be able to, although often it happens where you don't get to choose when you want to bring these things up. They hear it from kids at school. They see it on TV, especially nowadays. Every kid has a tablet. Join the zombie nation. And so, but it wasn't even necessarily, it was criticism of the film, but it was just that, hey, like, kind of get blindsided by this, and now I got to explain to my grandkid, right? It happens, right? We've all been there. However, that was it. He had no more comments. He didn't go on any rants. He didn't go on Instagram. He didn't do anything. He didn't go on another show and further elaborate. That was it. That was the basis. That was it. That's all it was. So, and him saying scared to go to the movies, it's a figure of speech. Is he scared to go to the movies because he's scared there's going to be gay shit in it? No. He's scared to go to the movies because it's a children's film, for one. And not everybody wants to have to explain shit to their kids when they're going to see a children's movie, regardless of whatever is put in it, right? Generally, kids' stories, especially made by Disney or Pixar, kind of leave out a lot of adult themes. And then the adult themes they do have for adults to watch it generally go over the kids' heads, right? We know a lot of films like that. Well, anyway. Okay, so it says here, Lauren Gunderson. It was her decision to include the couple in the movie. And she says he sucks. She was also bummed to hear Snoop's opinion in a separate post. Snoop was great during the Olympics. Hopefully he joins the side of love. Again, a very harmless comment. This is really nothing. A big nothing burger, right? And generally when we see this kind of stuff, yeah, I'd like to see what happens in the crypt with people. Never mind. Anyway, so it's a nothing burger, right? Really it is. Well, not so much. Not so much because, and this is something I've talked about before. Okay? If you have an opinion, it's okay to keep your opinion. If that's what you believe, that's okay. It's pretty harmless. Well, nope. Snoop Dogg says, my bad for controversial comments criticizing lesbian couple in Lightyear. He says, I'm not perfect. So he, and I did, Ronnie, I started. If you give me just a second, I will bring it up. So ultimately, this is what Snoop wrote. Because once you bend the knee, you'll always bend the knee. Instead of having his opinion, and I'm sure he lost millions of fans over it, right? Like millions of fans now don't listen to his streams. All 12 of them. I was just caught, he says right here, he says, I was just caught off guard, had no answer for my grandsons. All my gay friends now, know what's up. They've been calling me with love. My bad for not knowing the answers for a 6-year-old. Teach me how to learn. I'm not perfect. That's the stupidest fucking answer. That's the stupidest fucking thing. You say nothing. You say nothing. You post nothing. You say nothing. That's what you do, Snoop. Because now these folks are going to go back in your music, and they're going to go back in your catalog, and they're going to go back to your film appearances and your TV appearances, and they're going to dig up every single word you have said, and they're going to challenge you on it just because you decided to go back and address the very harmless comments that you made about having to describe something or explain something to a 6-year-old child when you really needn't. Didn't have to. It's always better to let these things pass than to go back and apologize to the mob, all 12 of them. But anyway, Ronnie Trickshot says, this Snoop news in Australia is massive because the AFL paid him millions to perform at the grand final only weeks after a player was handed a huge suspension for a homophobic remark. Right. I did see that. So, again, for me, as a person, when I encounter people, I treat everybody the same. They come to my bar, treat you the same. I don't care what you do. I really don't. But at the same time, doesn't mean I have to agree with it. And, freedom of speech goes a long way. Right? Does it mean that you use slurs? No, but I dare say everybody in this chat here has used a slur at some point in time in their life, if I had to guess. And none of us have recorded multi-million selling albums that have all kinds of slurs in them. But my point is that in a situation like this, just don't respond. It'll disappear in 2 or 3 days, right? And he didn't even use any slurs. That's the whole thing about it, right? Like, he explained on that podcast in a very matter-of-fact way, in slang, in his speak, but he didn't say anything bad, derogatory at all. He just stated what happened. He was telling, this is what happened. This was my response. This was the question that was asked of me. There's nothing in his interview that is even noteworthy. And yet this is what happens. And then when you go back, right, and you bend the knee, now he's going to be apologizing for albums that were recorded 35 years ago. He's going to be, apologizing for TV appearances and movie appearances and other things. People are going to, they scroll back in your Facebook history 10, 12, 15 years to find one thing. Oh, I gotcha. So, anyway, again, I think personally, I just feel like it's a bad move. I thought it was a nothing burger when I brought it up a few days ago, but he just went and made it worse. Yeah, Giraffe says, sounds like Sue's being attacked by racists. You might be right. Hopefully we get a car crying video from Ice Cube saying leave some. Man, like Ewan McGregor and Moses Ingram with the Reva character. We need a Ewan McGregor moment in the car. These Star Wars fans who are saying these nasty things, they're no Star Wars fans of mine. I've got the high ground. War chest. Not even Snoop Dogg can stir up enough controversy to make people forget that Olympic breakdancing incident in Australia. The internet's never letting that one go. Woo, no kidding. Lunchbox Killer, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, as always. Yeah, but again, it's a big nothing burger, and yet he went and he just opened that shit right back up. It's just unbelievable, folks. You'd think they'd learn. You'd think companies would learn, right? These major corporations. Just don't say anything. And it'll blow over. Literally, in a couple days, people will find someone else to go target. They will. It's just what they do. People that wake up every day looking to be offended and upset over something. It blows my mind. It absolutely blows my mind. So now here, okay, so along the same, don't worry, nobody was more horrified about ray gun than in Australia. I'm sure. I don't doubt it. I really don't doubt it. And does breakdancing, first of all, the first question is, does breakdancing even deserve to be in the Olympics? I mean, it's like 40 years too late, right? It's literally 40 years too late. Okay. I don't know if you guys know who Mark Maron is. I don't know if you guys know who Mark Maron is. But this is also along the same lines. Okay? And this is a story, not a big deal, but Mark Maron says Netflix chose Dave Chappelle over the trans community, and that's how fascism works in business. Calls out Bill Maher's desperate chasing of relevance. Okay. So Mark Maron joined John Lovett. John Lovett. Acting. And he talked to John Lovett about his thoughts, this is Mark Maron's thoughts. That's great. Says here, he says, I can't do it. Says, I've always had problems with his tone, and it happens with some of the other boomers. And he's talking about Bill Maher. He says, there's this desperate chasing of relevance that changes someone's mind in terms of how they approach what they do, and also kind of makes the whole undertaking feel desperate. Well, Maron, I could say the same thing about the white savior, baby boomer, white liberal women who feel like they're chasing relevance and changing someone's mind in terms of how they approach what they do, and also kind of makes the whole undertaking feel desperate, Mark. It's the same fucking thing. It cuts both ways. The only reason he said this is because there's some things that Maher has said about Trump that's been positive, or maybe praising some things. Not everything. It's not going to happen. But that comment, again, I always had a problem with this tone, talking about Bill Maher, and it happens with some of the other boomers. There's this desperate chasing of relevance that changes someone's mind in terms of how they approach what they do, and also kind of makes the whole undertaking feel desperate. Those are white savior, liberal, baby boomer women, in my opinion. And it makes their whole undertaking feel desperate to me, Mark. So you can say the same thing about Bill Maher. I can say the same thing about non-public figures. Millions of women in this country. Maron added he's got good joke writers who know how to write for his tone, but I can't see past the desperation and what he's willing to do to stay in the conversation. Well, I'd say Bill Maher's more in the conversation than Mark Maron is. Just a guess. Then, this is before last year's election, Trump appeared on Joe Rogan's podcast. Shortly after, Maron posted a blog in which he called out comedians with podcasts who joke around with shameless, self-proclaimed white supremacists. Okay. Really? Self-proclaimed. Okay, here we go. Yahtzees once again. Gotta call people Yahtzees and fascists, right? The fascists I know, again, are the white savior, liberal white women who hate democracy and capitalism. All it does is humanize and normalize it, fascism. Then he goes on to attack Dave Chappelle. Fascism is good for business. No, it's not, Mark. Actually, it's not good for business. Netflix will just, co-opt anybody that can take that algorithm. I used to do a joke about it. Netflix can become Reichflix very quickly. I mean, that alone screams of desperation. Just that sentence alone. Because people are over it. They're tired of it. They're done with it. Right? Call me every name in the book if you want to. None of them matter anymore because people have seen right through it. He says he cited the streamer's decision to continue working with Dave Chappelle, despite the comedian's history of anti-trans jokes, as the pivotal moment, explaining when they had pushback from the trans community about Chappelle, they realized there were several days that their community was not going to affect their bottom line at all, and they cut him loose. That's how fascism works in business. Now, here's the deal. If you saw one of Dave Chappelle's Netflix specials, he tells a very personal, pretty endearing story at the end of it. And he turns around the whole narrative in the fact that he had a really good friend who was a terrible comedian, that was a trans person, that he was very supportive of. And that person killed themselves because the trans community came after that person so hard because they happened to be friends with Dave Chappelle. So you tell me who the bad fucking guy is in this situation. You tell me. Mark Maron's a fucking loser. Desperate for relevance? Yeah, I'd say so. And I know Ronnie wants to see the red trench coat. We all want to see the red trench coat. Yeah, Mark, the what the fuck guy. Clint says Bill just wants to keep a job. His beliefs haven't changed. I agree. As I said, it's not like he's some thing, but I think it's important to understand, regardless of what your thoughts are, there are things you can praise about people that you don't like, or you don't like everything about them. But if they do something that does work or is positive, regardless what side, this and that, does that mean all of a sudden you flip sides or you, no, but it's okay to recognize. I do it with Disney all the time. If they do something good, praise it. If they do shitty stuff like they do all the time, then I talk shit about it. I mean, it's just the way it is. All right. And I don't think anybody wants to be owned by Puffy. That's for sure. That's a scary place to be, right, Clint? And yes, evidently Raygun has gone into hiding from what I understand. Maybe Ronnie can elaborate on that just a little bit. That's for sure. You really need to hide that kind of talent, War Chest. You really do. At least go back and practice, right? Just go watch Breakin'. Go watch Electric Boogaloo. Crush Groove. I don't know. Something. Learn some moves and show back up in 3 more years or whatever it is for the next Olympics. I can't wait. We can have flag football in the next Olympics too. Yay. Yay, Olympics. Okay, there's a video game I want to get to. And I find this video game very interesting. Because this video game, as I'll explain to you, it's called Take Us North, folks. It's called Take Us North. All right. It's a Kickstarter project, $30,000 goal. They reached it, $58,000. An interactive narrative that follows the journeys of migrants and asylum seekers on their way to cross the U.S.-Mexico border. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, let's find out what they have you do in the game. How about it? Okay, first and foremost, they do put a disclaimer. We recognize this is a heavy-hitting and emotionally charged subject. However, we're committing to humanizing the migrant and refugee experience and portraying it sensitively, respectfully, and authentically. Our goal is to foster greater awareness and empathy around complex topics that are unfortunately often reduced in mainstream media to statistics or divisive rhetoric. This project is deeply personal to many of our team members, and we're collaborating with migrants with lived experience anthropologists, and experts in migration, like birds. Here's the writer's room here, their interactive area here. Here's someone that is walking the trails in the Sonoran Desert, carrying artifacts left behind. Are these artifacts, folks? Is this person, are they going to go so far as to call some fucking jugs of water and a backpack artifacts left behind by migrants? Is that where we're going? Is that how far we're going with this? Okay. All right. Let's get to the meat. Let's get to the meat of it. It's about journalistic integrity, debunking myths, challenging misinformation, and harnessing the power of the world's largest media platform, video games, for good. It's about shining a light on stories and perspectives that are often cast in the shadows. Now, let me give you guys an idea what Take Us North blends. Narrative depth, strategic traversal and decision making, and stealth mechanics to meaningfully connect players with the migrant experience. Wait, stealth mechanics? They're migrants. They're asylum seekers. Why would you need stealth? Players assume the role of a migrant guide. Oh, you mean a human trafficker, whose objective is to safely shepherd a group of migrants and asylum seekers across the U.S.-Mexico border. You mean a human trafficker. Not a migrant guide. That's a nice term, but it's called a human trafficker. They put people in, like, trailers and U-Hauls and 18-wheelers and maybe even stuff them under the luggage racks of a Greyhound. I don't know. But a migrant guide is just a softer term for human trafficker, basically. The game is primarily set in the Sonoran Desert, one of the deadliest migrant trails in the world. Thousands of migrants have lost their lives making this journey, and we aim to honor their stories with dignity and compassion, and also human trafficking and stealth mechanics. Now, why would you need to be stealthy if you came to this country legally? Why would you need to be stealthy? Players must guide their fellow travelers through perilous terrain, circumventing obstacles like dangerous wildlife, managing limited food and water supplies, and evading border patrol. You can't make this shit up. Evading border patrol. Now, why would somebody seek asylum from Mexico? I can't think of any reasons. It's just beautiful. The migrant journey is physically and emotionally arduous one, and we aim to reflect that in Take Us North. Moments of tension, such as stealth gameplay. Wait. There's a helicopter with a... Wait a minute. What's going on here? Is this Metal Gear? Stealth gameplay will be balanced with moments of rest and reprieve. When players are able to rest, they can gather around a campfire with a group and exchange stories centered around nostalgia for what they've left behind, fears, hopes, and dreams. My goodness. Okay. We're developing levels that represent other parts of the migrant trail. Perilous freight train that runs through Mexico, thousands of migrants ride on to travel across the country. The Darien Gap, treacherous jungle between Colombia and Panama. Oh. Yeah. No. You can dress it up. You can use all the nice phrases you want. No, it's not actually, and it's from the other side of things. But you play the role of a human trafficker, smuggling people across the border, evading helicopters and border patrol. Look, make the game. I don't care. It's the same way I feel as if like a guy went into the WNBA and started dunking all over these bitches and then put it in everybody's faces so they could see how fucking ridiculous that shit is, right? It's the same thing to me. I don't care. I just want to see it. It's content. Yeah. I just don't know about this, right? Like, okay. And you're right, Graph. It could be a drug spot. Worcester, does your character get nerfed if you're white? Probably. You start out with definitely lesser statistics for sure. And to level up, it costs way more XP points at that point. Graph says, do they at least pilot giant robots or shoot aliens? Now, wait. Now, that's going, Graph. Come on now. That's going way too far. Yikes. It would be cool if it was PvP and it was like, it was multiplayer. That could be fun. That is a premise that people would get into. I mean, they already have games like that anyway, but yeah. Look, folks. Again, I don't care. Make the game. But let's not dress it up. Let's not call people migrant guides. There's no migrant guides. There's people in it for money. They're called human traffickers and smugglers. It's what they do. Evading border patrol and like, come on, man. I can't wait for the game to come out. It says that this Take Us North, these stories are more urgent and relevant than ever and need to be told. Yeah, maybe it does. I think everybody's pretty aware. I don't think we need any more awareness. I always love it when companies and people try to say, well, we're just trying to bring awareness. It's like, no, I think everybody's pretty aware. I think pretty sure they're aware. I don't think we need any more awareness, but thanks for your contributions. I gave it, church. So you see yourself out. Yeah, I'll be curious to see when it comes out. They've got different, for backing it and different amounts and all that kind of stuff. And as a Kickstarter should do, as a Kickstarter should be. Yeah, so there you go. I just, oh, wow. 75. Oh, wait, folks. 75K, if they reach that goal, will bring more surrealism. As if it wasn't surreal enough. We need more. Oh, God. Be on the lookout for Take Us North, folks. Be on the lookout for it. I know for you video game players out there. God. What are we coming to? Okay. All right, I want to get to this. Raja Jackson. Do you guys know about this? Have you heard about this Raja Jackson situation? Some of you guys follow UFC or boxing, wrestling, for instance. So the Raja Jackson, I've got a timeline of kind of how this started, where it went, what happened, and I kind of want you guys to follow along with me on this one and see what we can glean from this this story here. Okay, here's the full video. This is pre-fight. This is it's a wrestling league. Okay, the guy in this video, the white dude, is a veteran, suffers PTSD, and his way of dealing with it is to wrestle. Okay, so here's the video. We'll watch it. Raja Jackson is like a fighter, UFC fighter, if I'm not mistaken. A real fighter, not a wrestler, not an entertainer. And he showed up for this wrestling thing, and this is backstage, and there's cameras on. And so this fella right here, we'll watch it together, thinks that this is a bit. This is staged. Oh! Easy. Hang on. I'm going to get this volume right. So we saw there, he busts a pre-cracked beer can. Oh! on his head.
Oh, you don't sell it? Easy. He's not a fucking worker, bro. Calm down. Yeah.
Okay, so another wrestler says, hey, he's not a worker. So this dude on the right, who's getting his wrist held, he thinks that Raja is another wrestler. It's a bit. And so he comes up, the cameras are on, he cracks a beer can over his head, right? You can't just crack a beer can, right? It's pre-cracked. That's how they do it. And you hear a guy say, hey, he's not a worker.
What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that?
You don't sell it? No, he's not a fucking worker, bro.
What the fuck was that? Hold on. I don't play that shit, bro.
Oh, sorry.
No, I will fuck him
we're
up,
good.
bro.
I know you will.
No.
We're good.
I will.
So the guy who did the cracking, he apologizes. Then we get another guy comes up apologizes.
Fuck him up, bro.
Okay. All right. So hang on before we get to this, right? Because I wanna bring up before we get to this. I want to bring up, okay. This is after the incident. Okay, this is after the incident. This is filmed, and this is a guy apologizing.
I appreciate it.
I didn't know. I thought you were
I get it.
We're not working out. Well, he's gonna come out on your mat. So I know you keep thinking we're working. We're always working.
I get it. I appreciate
Okay, so he apologizes. He apologizes, and Raja says, "Yeah, it's all good. Don't worry about it. It's all good." And so they proceed to go to the match. Now, they were going to have Raja come out, and they were going to have him come out and kind of do some fake stuff, right? Do some fake stuff, some fake wrestling, okay? Well, this is what's happening while the wrestling match is going on. This is recorded live streaming. This is Raja live streaming, and here's his comments during the wrestling matches.
me off, bro. It didn't even hurt. It just pissed me off. And shit pissed me off. And I'm gonna have to get him back. They said I can go in the ring and get his ass. I don't even know what I'm gonna do to him. Bro, my dad can't do shit. I'm gonna fake crash out. All right, bet. You about to see how fake of a crash out I am.
Heard what he said? Someone said to him, "You're a fake crash out." He said, "I'm a fake crash out."
I bet.
Okay. So during the match, he's like, "Look, I'm gonna get in the ring, okay? And then you get some more of this."
So I get it today. Am I really gonna fight him? Yeah, I'm gonna punch his ass for real. I don't believe in me getting disrespected too. I'm too nice. Bet. That shit was not staged. I'm telling you that right now. How many subs to knock him out? That's a good question.
Okay, he's asking his chat right now, how many subs can I get to knock this guy out who's already apologized to me, didn't realize that it wasn't a bit. I've already told him it's good. Don't worry about it. Okay. And now he's live streaming at this wrestling experience. And he's asking, how many subs can I get to knock this guy out?
50 subs, knock him out. If he hits me back for real, I don't give a fuck. I want him to. Y'all want me to teabag him? People think this shit's sweet. People think this shit's a fucking game. Hey, you're right, Joe. I gotta show him some form of respect. Then they don't train no goddamn martial arts. I'm really going to hit him. I'm telling you. What should I do, chat? Should I pick him up? Should I slam him first or hit him? W, if I should slam him first, I'm not fucking around. You don't think I can do it, Miggy? Bet. My dad can't never call me a bitch.
Okay, there's our first clue that this guy has some problems. His dad is Rampage Jackson, who's a great fighter. This is his son. And evidently Rampage, well, I'll show you guys a video here in just a little bit about Rampage and what he thinks about his kids, because he has 4 kids, 2 Asian, 2 black. And I'm going to show you what he thinks about his kids. But let's continue watching.
Fuck this dude. Oh, you think he's stronger than me? All right, Suave, watch. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, Suave. Bet you wouldn't be talking like this if you was in front of me, nigga. Chat, watch what I do to him. Tony, I'm gonna show you. Tony.
A few.
Okay. All right. Here is what he decides to do to the guy who's already apologized. Okay. He said, hey, don't worry about it. No biggie. Right? No big deal. He's already apologized. He accepted it. Then he gets hyped up on his string. And here is what happens. All right. So let me back it up for you guys one more time. Okay? The wrestler thinks he's coming in to play. Okay? to play. And this is what Raja does. Yeah, he lands about 25 punches on the guy. 25 punches on the guy. While he's knocked the fuck out. Let's see what he says after this happened, because he gets a phone call from somebody. Goddamn volume. I hate Instagram. What the fuck? Or Twitter or whatever. All right.
Hello?
Hey, where the hell are you at? I told you to double leg that motherfucker and start welding him. I just saw the video.
This is another wrestler.
Shit pissed me off though, Andre.
I understand that, but now they can't wake the nigga up. He's fucking in the ring, fucking flatlining, bro.
My bad.
Didn't have to do all that
My bad. My bad.
shit. I understand y'all had heat. You didn't have to fucking take it very much.
All right, I'll call you back later.
Let's go. Ready? Give me the clock. Let's go.
My bad. Okay, so now we know how Raja feels about it. Let's get to the meat of it, y'all. Maybe why this happened. It had nothing to do with the wrestler. This was hours before. This was hours before the match.
Hey, bro. I don't got no bread. That's what I'm saying. That's why I be talking to y'all and shit. I'm just like y'all, nigga. Like, my dad got bread. That's his bread. That's not mine. It's not my bread. He's rich. I'm not rich. He's rich. Feel me? I'm not rich yet. That's why I want to get on brand rich, bro. I've been waiting, bro. It's just been rough. It's been hard on me, bro. It's just really been hard on me, bro. I've been low key. I've been stressed about it. I've been stressed about a lot of shit. You feel me?
Okay, stressed because financially he's struggling. Stressed financially he's struggling. This was hours before the match. So he's pretty upset, right? Pretty upset already. And you might see why after you hear the comments from his father, Rampage, talking about the differences between his two Asian kids and his two black kids.
Roger and his oldest son, whole life, I knew them two wasn't going to college. And my two Japanese kids, I knew that it was going to college. So I saved up college tuition for the two Japanese kids and bail money for Roger and his brother. So
Rampage admits he has two Asian kids and he has two black kids, and he saved college money for the two Asian kids and bail money for his two black kids. It gives you an idea about what Rampage thinks about his son. So we can see where Raja is already pissed off. He's struggling financially. He hates his dad. His dad probably talks shit to him. He openly admits he saved bail money for his black kids and college money for his two Asian children. But boy, white people they're assholes, aren't they? So I would assume, and I know you guys have some comments here, and I'm going to get to them. This does have a happy ending. At least from the wrestler's standpoint, because this photo was posted August 27th, and here's the guy recovering. Right, so he's okay. He's gonna get better. Obviously regaining consciousness, but yeah, that was vicious. That shit was vicious. and all over not only a misunderstanding about what you think is kind of a bit with wrestling, but a guy who's unhinged, whose dad also hates him, who also hates his dad, who's struggling financially. The wrestler did swallow some of his teeth in the ring after he got punched. I would hope charges are going to be filed. I would hope prison time is going to be spent. I really would. I hope this is a case where money doesn't alter this case. I mean, it's premeditated. He goes on streams and he's talking about it, and he's saying what he's going to do. He gets goaded and juiced up by another wrestler, and there's actually other footage. And one of the wrestlers says, "Hey, it's not called a payback, but it's called something else, right?" And it's like, if a guy hurts you, you get to hurt him, but it's not like that. You don't go 25 deep on an unconscious man in the middle of the ring, right? But I didn't know if you guys had seen this story, because I kind of got turned onto it, and it's fascinating. And as Lunchbox says, Rampage is dope. Not sure about his son, not a professional fighter. Fact is he's probably going to be going to jail, I would assume. Graf says low IQ. Good thing you didn't go out and play West Side Story, freak out and start beating actors, right? War Chest, that's some straight up premeditated bullshit. No way he's walking away from court on that one. I can't imagine. Rampage was the man in Japan. Graf says he feels embarrassed and disrespected by an actor that mistakenly thought he was a worker, and what a moron. Exactly. And got to apologize too. Said it was okay. And then that happened, right? Yeah, I liked him in A-Team. Talking about Rampage. Eric Thurman says lawsuit, printer goes brr. Exactly. Dude's going to go to jail. Warchest says Rich, he's going to be in prison. Nobody will touch that dude for any reason now. Why would you? But prison's not a fun place to be. But if you got money woes, I guess you ain't got to worry about it then. Never knew the full context of the events. Yes, so that's why I wanted to go through the timeline. That's why I wanted to give you guys an idea. Rather than just bringing the story up, I just want to give you an idea of the timeline and what was going on during the match with him live streaming, getting juiced up, right? Yeah, there you go, G.I. Jetman, exactly. Go get that booty scooty. And yes, no baby daddy sets a precedent. Yeah, I mean, the thing of it is Rampage, openly admitting that he saved bail money for his 2 black kids and college money for the 2 Asian kids goes a long way, right? That tells you a lot about maybe what that household is like. So, even whatever you think about Rampage, that's a genuine moment into his thought process. Yeah, I love the jugs, by the way, right? War Chest, you got it right. Yes, he swallowed some of his teeth. During getting punched while he was knocked out. No, I didn't get turned on. I got turned on too. Todd C says, happy birthday. Thank you, brother. It's on Thursday. Thursday actually is the birthday. So Wednesday night with 3-star draw, but been trying to dig up some pictures and stuff, and obviously try to dig up a topic for you guys, since other than getting charged a shit ton of money here recently for all these figures coming in. Clint says, oh, it is. No, not today, but we had a party yesterday, Clint. It's all good. And yes, ultimately at the end of the day, the reason why I wanted to bring this whole story up is for this girl right here at the bedside. That's the whole reason. Yeah, he needs counseling in prison. Yeah, I mean, look, it's a bad look all the way around. For people that know who Rampage Jackson is, right, which a lot of people do, they knew his son was not all there. It's not that it's a surprise per se, and for people that watch his Kick live streams and stuff like that, it's just that there's no right, like there's no reason for that to have happened, and he's lucky the guy actually is alive. Like literally lucky that you take 25 full grown man punches to the face, where you're not even defending yourself. It's just wide open. And then the ref, like, I'm shocked the ref did not jump in earlier. Like, once you see about 3 or 4 connections to the face, yeah, that's not wrestling. Right? I'd love to segue to Sweeney, and we may just do that here in a minute. But yeah, no, it's man, like that's a brutal way to get beat the fuck up. And yeah, he played BA, and yeah, it was pretty good. I agree. But now we know what he thinks about his kids. Quite interesting, isn't it? Todd C says when you train a guy who has a chip on his shoulder, the chip was given by his dad of all people, right? And there's some more there. You guys can dig that up, right? Like you can dig that up. There's some more there with the dad and other live streams and making comments about his kids and the financial stuff. And I'm sure he's probably like, hey, you need to go out and work. You need to do something. I'm just going to give you money for nothing, right? Like for existing. And Raja probably feels like he deserves money because he's the kid, right? And so who knows? There's probably a lot there, a whole lot there. It's a shame, right? No, I mean, I talked about it off the top, Mr. Magnus. The thing of it is, I want to have a spoiler talk like Tuesday. It's been out for a few weeks, so I mean, but I did talk about it off the top, and I do love it. I think it's a fun movie, and an interesting premise. I love the multiple points of view. The ending for me was fun. I was a little let down, I guess, but not every movie has to be cookie cutter, right? Not every movie has to be wrapped up in a nice, neat bow, so to speak. For sure. Rampage constantly bullying his kid, calling him gay and ugly to toughen him up, right? And he took it out on a guy who made a small mistake. I agree. Dude thought it was a bit. Hey, we got a guest. It's Rampage Jackson's son. Like, he's coming in to wrestle. He's going to come up and play around with us a little bit. It's a bit. Let me smash this pre-cracked beer can on your head. And I guess after apologies, dude just didn't like it. Today on live stream, I was told that Sydney Sweeney was in Madam Web and was wasted in it and not worth watching to just see her. Yes, G.I. Jet Man, she is in Madam Web. No, you will not really care for her character, and they do nothing with her. But Madam Web is entertaining for just simply being as bad as it is. So if you want to watch it, literally for being bad, that bad. Yeah. So I don't know. You might like it. You might like it. I heard it's better than Craven. I heard it's better than Morbin Time. You might dig it. Okay. Lucasfilm. We got a cast list, folks, for the Ryan Gosling Starfighter movie. Pretty impressive cast list, actually, because of two people, in my opinion. And one of them is not Ryan Gosling. However, Amy Adams. Mendoza, what's going on, buddy? Amy Adams joins the cast of Starfighter. That's quite interesting to me. Mia Goth is in there as well. And the one and only Matt Smith. Finally getting his due in a Star Wars movie. Now, this is a pretty good cast. Lynn Gray, who's, I believe, pictured here on the, looks like a sand speeder or whatever. Yeah, Madam Web, you'll laugh your way through it. It's embarrassingly bad. It really just a bad movie, but funny bad actually. Elizabeth Shue, gotta love Elizabeth Shue's, right? I love both of her shoes. Star Wars franchise is dead. I agree. Stanley says Aaron Pierce, right? I mean, there are. And I'm kind of with you there, 3-star about Mia Goth, but I will say that, at least this film has some actors that are known quantities. And, I just wonder if if the ship has sailed, right? If the ship has sailed and Star Wars is just a property that's just been never mind. Fuck it. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. It's been damaged to the point of no return. I'd like to say no. I truly believe that it would be in Lucasfilm's best interest, in my opinion, even though I know it doesn't sell. I know it's not what everybody wants. Yeah, release a movie. I'm fine with that. I truly think that animation is kind of the way to go, in my opinion, with Star Wars. That's just me. Irreparably is a good one. Irrevocably is another. Yeah, that shit did sink. Magus, you're right. Jetman, I praise you for liking Kenobi. I had a lot of problems with that show, including the focus of Princess Leia, in particular, with a full diaper. But I do know people that like Kenobi, including yourself. But Star Wars Starfighter, now, supposedly coming out in 2027. We'll find out. Disney, at least they've got a cast together, because usually they announce stuff and then it just never comes to fruition. So they love announcing projects and then just them disappearing. Last Starfighter? Hell yeah. I will say this. I did have a lot of fun watching the Red Letter Media Part 1 of the top Joe Dante films that they did. Rich and Jay go back and forth with their top 10. And you forget some of the Joe Dante films until they bring them up. We know the most popular ones, probably like Gremlins 2, The Explorers, But yeah, that's pretty fun. Kenobi was intolerable for its stupidity. I couldn't finish. It was so bad it violated canon. Matthew will bring it, that's for sure. And yeah, I'm with you as well, War Chest. I feel the same way. It was very difficult. Very difficult. And I'd rather see a remake of Last Starfighter too. Inconceivably is a good one too. Hell yes. Keep them coming. But yes, Starfighter, I mean, look, we still have 2 years, right? We still have 2 years for that. So we'll find out. Look, I don't know what you think about Ryan Gosling, but he's been in some decent stuff, and this is a pretty well-rounded cast. 3 stars, yes, y'all give Kenobi way too much hate. 3-star, man, there's just too much. It's just too much for me. And I so badly, I did. But there is some real goofy shit in there, including Flea. But I want to show you guys, this was sent to me. And, Cracker Barrel was going through some difficult times, very difficult times. And they have actually come out and put out a video. They've put out a video. It is it's kind of like an apology video, folks, in a way. It's kind of an apology video, but it's pretty good, and I do appreciate the CEO coming out and actually being honest for a change, right? Being honest for a change. So let's take a look at this video. This is kind of an apology video. They are going to take you through the repositioning of Cracker Barrel after this disastrous rebrand.
Hi, I'm Julie, CEO of your favorite Southern themed restaurant, and I want all of you to know that we hear you. We fucked up.
What?
So we're going to fix it, starting with Uncle Herschel. Don't you dare move from that rocking chair, sir. You're back in the logo.
Yeah. You said we went woke. Fuck that. Not only did we go back to our Southern roots, we doubled the fuck down.
Wow.
How are those pancakes tasting?
It's like a Kid Rock concert in my mouth.
Whoa, whoa. Holy moly.
Do you own a certain red hat? Well, guess what? 25% off. How do you like them pancakes? I'll take it. But I'm still going to call you woke. Please,
damn.
please come back to Cracker Barrel. I beg of you. I just lost this company $100 million over a logo made in Canva. I thought you fuckers liked that Chip and Joanna shit. Well, lesson fucking learned. Help a sister out, please.
And that's a real apology video, folks. That's a real video. I don't know if you saw that. It's been making the rounds. That's a real live video from the CEO, or not the CEO, but the brand manager. Damn, Madgus. That's just great. Holy shit. Right. Yeah, I love the Canva part because I use Canva a lot. And yes, you too can make a shitty logo like Cracker Barrel did in Canva. My favorites are the Silicon Valley, like the lowercase letter B with a period after it, blue and white, you know. What does this world come to? Christ, I swear to God. Todd C, hey, you know, you might be the one to make that video like somebody did for for Cracker Barrel. I don't think Emily's going to be making one today. Oh, Lord. Yeah, that got sent to me. That was fun. Very, very fun, actually. I got a few other ones too. A few other ones. We'll look at them here in just a minute. Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot else to really share with you guys. You know Chris Columbus, right? Christopher Columbus. He directed Macaulay Culkin and Home Alone. He did a couple of the Harry Potter movies. Have a good night, War Chest. Well, Chris Columbus is back in the news because he says a Harry Potter reunion is impossible because of J.K. Rowling's transphobia. Everyone in the cast has their own opinion, which is different from her opinion. I don't think so. I think there's a couple people who have the same opinion. Now, we have to understand, okay, J.K. Rowling is a liberal feminist woman, extremely feminist woman. And where she comes at on the trans issue is not from a place that most people think people come at it from. She comes at it purely from a feminist agenda. Okay? So, for instance, in a girl's locker room, she is not a fan of having a trans person, a guy, in a girl's locker room. From a feminist position, she is a girl power, women first. And not all feminists believe that guys are girls. That's her take. Now, it's not a Hollywood take. It's not a popular take out on the West Coast. And evidently now in England. Of course you did. Because why not talk about this? So right. Okay. Right? You know what I mean? She does look like a Benny Hill character. Yes, she is rural. Very much so. She is very left wing. And oh my God, that's a great number, 3-star. Only 5 so far, scooting the shelves around. Holy shit. No, it wasn't Cracker Barrel. It was Chris Columbus or YouTube. But yeah, she is definitely. And again, the reason why I'm saying this is only because she's coming at it from a very feminist point of view. And that's what's so hard for people to wrap their heads around, her thoughts about the way she feels about the trans issue. Is that most people feel like she's right wing or she's like hardline because she doesn't like, trans people. It's not that. She comes at it literally from a feminist and hardcore feminist point of view. And again, it would be the same thing, and I've said this many times before. I would love to see a guy, trans guy, go into the WNBA and dunk the fuck all over these chicks so that then it could be in people's faces so Caitlin Clark could get her little white ass dunked the fuck on and dominate it over. So then people could actually see how fucking ridiculous some of this shit is, right? That's the way I feel about it. Those are my individual thoughts. Swimming, badminton, volleyball, whatever the fuck you want to say, nobody cares about those sports. Not in the grand scheme of things. People care a whole lot about Caitlin Clark, a whole lot about Angel Reese, and for some reason a whole lot about the WNBA. Well, let some dude come in there and just dominate the shit out of these girls. And then people will understand how ridiculous the whole thing is. Again, those are my thoughts. Man, Joseph says the Matrix has digitized Pop and is making him fight in the light disc arena. Dude, it happened right before I went live, and and as quickly as I was able to get it up back here, get myself back on the screen, I don't get it. All the improvements they've made with StreamYard, which they better for how much it costs, and yet still having browser issues. Graf says she's a classic semi-tolerable left, not the new ones that are born from pods. You are correct, Graf. You are correct. The pod people, as we know them. Chris is known for bending the knee and doing what the overlords tell him to do. Yes, because he still wants to have a career in Hollywood. And I'm with you 100%, Eric. I think it is a made-up word. I think most people, really don't care. But there are some lines that people they have when it comes to children and bathrooms and things like that. I think those are reasonable stances to have for anyone. I think there's anything wrong with that. This could be a before and after. Like, is Chris Columbus the after picture of J.K. Rowling? Is that what we're looking at? Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, my gosh. Tell me I have the picture. And I emailed it to myself. Oh, my gosh. I'm almost positive I do. All right. Oh, wow. Let's see. I want to show it to you guys. This is oh gosh. It's just a great picture. It's just a great picture. I got to share it with you guys, okay? And look, I'll riff on this. I don't give a shit. Yes, there is one. You're right, Brittany Griner. Yeah, you're right. You're right, G.I. Or she looks like the one that's given the check at the party in Crocodile Dundee that says she needs to go to Australia. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That's great. You guys are great. Yeah, he does look younger. And that is a valid point, Eric. Right? And so much so that I want to show you guys so if okay, for let's say a woman wanting to become a man, this is the hardship of being a man, right? I'm just going to show it to you in a picture. You guys, roll with me here. And you tell me, what would you prefer? 33 years as a woman or 3 years as a man? I'm just saying, okay? I ain't saying, I'm just saying. Holy shit. Just take a gander. Because the way I look at it, if you're gonna go from one to the other, then don't you want to look good? Right? Isn't that the idea? Don't you want to look good? This man has seen some shit right here on the right. You know what I'm saying? That man has seen some shit on the right. But that girl on the left has lived a pretty privileged life from what it looks like. Kitty pride, y'all. Holy shit. I mean, seriously. Like, what? 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 Oh my God. Shit. Y'all are fucking killing it. I love you. Joey from New Kids. Play Ninja on meth. That's right. And I agree, Todd C. Ultimately, it is about what's on the inside. And I feel for anybody that has any dysmorphia of any kind, that you truly feel like you are not yourself, that every day you wake up. I'm sure that is a horrible, terrible experience. But again, just as a vain person, I guess if I went to the other side, I just want to look good. Not like this. I mean, if I went to the other side, I'd want to look like the picture on the left. Like that's what I want to look like. I just don't know what to say. Yes, don't do crack. 3 stars says, looks like that bitch gone around forever, but that dude went to World War One at 18 and came back 4 years later. Haggard and all. Holy shit. Oh God. And I bet you do. I bet you do. He said, if you're not feeling yourself, eat a damn Snickers. I'm with you there, man. I'll tell you what. And you're right, Stanley. You are correct that there are people who, are in a position like what she was to be able to do that, right, with the money. A lot of people can't do that. So, and they do the best they can. 3-star, that's Polly Shore on the right. Damn. Oh, no, Menjosa, you ain't right. You just ain't right. I couldn't help it. I remember this from the other day. And yeah, look, the job offers, yeah, they're going to be far and few between. I mean, it just is. And if that's okay, then that's okay, right? Like if that's, if that doesn't matter, then that doesn't matter, right? About the acting roles and all that stuff, right? So, but man, I mean, that's fucking rough, y'all. That shit is rough. And so speaking of which, I got a video sent to me. I won't reveal my source. I wish you could like full size, like full size Instagram videos on the PC, if that makes sense. Well, I'll reveal my source. It doesn't matter. He doesn't care. All right. Here you go. This is just fantastic right here. Dad. Oh, Dad. Fucking dad, you poor guy. Oh, Lord. Sabir's in here somewhere. Says, happy Labor Day, gents. Just getting back from a concert here in New York City. What'd you go see? Who'd you go see? Tell us. Don't be scared. Let's see here. Yeah, if I did, that's exactly what I do too, right? Just giant knockers. Just get just a big old, just walk around like a goofball, right? Yes, they actually are called actors. It's really not actresses. It's actors. Actors. 'Tis true, my friend. This is actually another actually great one that got sent to me. And it's pretty good shit, actually. War Chest sends me some of the greatest memes and videos. A lot of you guys do, actually. Grass says, I wish I was over the border. I might make a video game where people migrate out of Seattle and live on the shoreline. Right. Okay, let's watch another one. Let's have some fun. Let's have a little fun. Here we go.
Yo, Daddy, I suck your big black dick for $2.
$0.25 short. Damn. Ain't that a bitch? Oh no. All right, you guys may have seen this. You may have seen this. Kanye West at Cracker Barrel. Just terrible. This just terrible right here is what this is.
Mad about this logo. It's simple and modern. It reminds me of a yellow menstrual pad with a little bit of crap on it. And somehow the crap formed the name of our company.
I think everyone's mad because middle-aged white chicks keep crapping all over our favorite brands, and it's getting pretty annoying.
Yee, when have you ever heard someone say their favorite restaurant is Cracker Barrel? Anyway, our stock is crashing, so the investors demanded we update the logo again to something still simple and modern, but that helps our customers understand us. As you can see, the shape of the logo is the same. As a woman, I appreciate the menstrual padness of it. And at the center is a silhouette of me putting a stinky turd on Uncle Herschel. So what do you think?
So you're literally crapping on Cracker Barrel this time.
No, Yee, I'm making the brand simple and modern. What's so hard to understand about that?
Okay, but simple and modern doesn't automatically mean good. Sometimes it's just better to leave things the way they are so you don't piss off your customers.
How am I supposed to improve Cracker Barrel if I can't change the logo?
Maybe you could try improving the quality of the food and provide better customer service so people will actually want to go there.
Oh, that's the worst idea I've ever heard.
Hello. The quality of the food, the customer service, that's where I would have started with Cracker Barrel. That's just me. I don't get paid enough to think that way. Yeah, I would have started with the food. Yes, Kanye is the most reasonable person in the video. Yeah, improve the food first. That's where I'd go with that. But no. We got to rebrand. Yeah. Hey, listen, they got a good lemon pepper trout from what I understand. At least they used to. It's been a while since I've been there. The complaint I had about Cracker Barrel, to be honest with you, and I think I've talked about it, their food is always lukewarm. It's never hot. Their sides are never hot. At least when I get them. And I mention it every time I go. Right? And shit is like not warm. Improve that. Right? Improve that. Everything else will fall in line. You got to have the knickknacks. You got to have the store. You got to buy shit. You got all that junk in there. Giant gummy bears and all that shit, right? Yeah, when they took steak and biscuits, I agree. Magus says, by the way, Pop following earlier crack joke I made, Blackstone go to Cracker Barrel. And it's pretty much true, although I will say I have seen a few in there. A couple that are around me. One right, probably 7 minutes away, 6, 7 minutes away, something like that, right down the road. And I have seen some black people in there. Not a bunch. I'm not saying it's a hangout, okay? But I have seen a few. All right, I got another one to show with you. This is just for fun. This is for when back, if you thought back in the day when you had a buddy, right? You're a wingman. Maybe you're a good wingman. Maybe you're trying to set your buddy up with a chick. Well, this is pretty good right here. And unfortunately, one kid gets it and the other kid doesn't.
You want to know what's crazy? What's crazy? You have 222 tatted on the back of your ear, and his birthday's February 2nd, 2002.
My birthday's March 14th, 2006, bro. Like, you don't even know my birthday.
In the Norway half,
You want to know what's crazy?
What's crazy?
You have 222 tatted on the back of your ear, and his birthday's February 2nd, 2002.
My birthday's March 14th, 2006, bro.
What an idiot. What an idiot. By the way, those two chicks were fire. Unfortunately, the kid with the March birthday didn't understand what his buddy was trying to do for him. Not everybody's that quick to the draw, folks. Not everybody's that quick to the draw. Sad state of affairs, my friends. So I've got some stuff to bring up Tuesday with Matthew, including some Mortal Kombat 2 news. That's kind of a shame for some of y'all. A few other stories coming up on Tuesday that we're going to go through. But Wednesday night, I will be on with 3-Star Draw, Seven's Wild, maybe some old pictures, hopefully reminisce, see if I can find some more old pics to go through from back in the day. It's hard finding ones of us playing with our G.I. Joes, like, because, you know, film was precious back then, right? Film was precious back then. And you didn't just take a million pictures, right? If we were kids now and had G.I. Joes and we were out by the creek, there'd probably be a million photos. Million photos. And, but so finding photos of us actually playing, like Christmas Day photos or something, yeah, you know, there's some of those. But there's not as many as I thought there'd be. Pictures of like my Joes and Transformers and all that stuff. Just not as many. I was really, really hoping that I would definitely have more. So I'm hoping maybe I can find some for Wednesday night. But that'll be the day for my birthday. We'll probably talk a little bit about that and stuff like that. And yes, we are definitely not talking about the Star Wars HasLab because who fucking would? Nobody's talking about that shit. Dang, you don't even have a Crack'em Barrel, let alone a Cracker Barrel lunchbox. Well, that's a damn shame. Let's see here. Yeah, don't think that's gonna fun, guys. G.I. Jetman says, did you guys share your Joes like you had the Defiant 3-Star the flag? No. We didn't have either one of those. We really didn't share our Joes because like we weren't that close as far as like distance and stuff. But you know, we both had all of them from the kind of the beginning to, you know, 89 or whatever. And so like most of the ones he had, I had. So if I went out there, he already had those guys. So I didn't have to bring mine. Does that make sense? Didn't have to bring mine. Let's see. You talking about the one that's on the right there? That light? I love that light. I didn't even turn on my thing tonight. I even charged up my lights too. Hang on, I'm stupid. Here we are right at the end. here we are right at the end, and I didn't even turn on my lights tonight. Go figure. I'm losing it. It's terrible. I love this light right here. This light over here is super cool, dude. You want pumpkins? You want Halloween? It looks like Beetlejuice, right? You want 4th of July, Labor Day, or Memorial Day? There you go. You want Christmas? Candy cane. You want presents, like Christmas presents? Red and green. There you go. Got all kinds of shit. This thing's pretty wild, actually. Then you got, like, when you talk, it will do weird shit like this, where it'll stop. Like, it'll stop if you're making noises and shit like that. It's pretty wild. It's fun. It's $10. It's $10 at Walmart. Go get you one. Stick that thing up on the wall. Pretty fun. Anyway, yeah, new. It's not perfectly straight because it can't possibly be perfectly straight. That's the problem. Good luck. I want Strip Club 2. Thank you very much. Yeah, man, I heard the Defiant Crawler was not made well. And I never had it. Never did get it. I did not. Yeah, Crow's birthday is Wednesday. Mine is Thursday, which is pretty freaking awesome, actually. Eric says, I'll never eat at Cracker Barrel. Super picky. Give it a shot once. Try it once. See what you think. It has a charm. Okay? Mr. Megan says, if I wake up Republican tomorrow, me and you're going to have words. Oh, no. Well, I would actually be curious to hear your words. I actually would. And for your sake, I hope that doesn't happen, Mr. Madgus. I do. I hope, because it'd be like Freaky Friday or something, right? You and I somehow switched bodies. Now that would be even crazier. We both have something to wake up and talk about. Yeah, anyway, cool light. $10. Walmart. Can't beat it. But it isn't perfectly straight. I do have a lot of tape behind it, though, like a ton. Thing's hard to roll out, dude. Anyway, yeah, it's good stuff. JoeFan84 is here. What's up, buddy? But yeah, so Tuesday night with Matthew, obviously, doing the evening blend, and I will definitely be. Yes, it is actually doing pretty well in theaters. People are liking it. Even people I trust and I watch on reviews. I'm hearing that it's a pretty fun movie. It's, you know what you're in for with Freakier Friday, right? There's just more kids. There's like grandkids now. But you know what you're in for that. And let's see. Yeah, Tuesday night. So I'll be scouring the news wires to try to find some interesting stories for Tuesday night. And then Wednesday with 3-Star Draw, a little birthday stream, so to speak, whatever. And then again next Sunday, obviously. It is college football season, or not college football season. It is college football season. It's high school football season for me, and band competition season coming up in a couple weeks. So I don't think that'll affect my schedule at all, really. But it shouldn't anyway. But yeah, got a lot going on there. Otherwise, man, like, again, just to reiterate, Weapons, go see it or watch it when it's streaming. It's a good movie. It is definitely worth your time. And then Jaws 4DX, pretty cool. It's going to have to be a movie that you really want to see if you want to pay that kind of price for that experience with the water misting and the air and the vibration and the rocking and all that shit. It really is. And then K-pop Demon Hunters. I just watched it tonight. It's a fun movie. It's harmless. And if you have children, it's a good movie for kids. It really is. It's pretty fun. The songs are fire. Not my style of music. Somebody wrote some good songs. So that was off the top for those of you you missed. Yeah, Jetman, NFL is back this week. I agree. I would love to do a sports channel, like a secondary channel. Man, I don't know. Go Cardinals. I say go Steelers. Go Steelers. Yeah, my Alabama Crimson Tide got mashed by Florida State on Saturday. That shit was ugly. Matthew says Jaws is awesome. Go see it in 40X and never go swimming in the ocean again. No, no, no. The ocean's fine. Just stay where you're like your waist is above water. You're good. I wouldn't want to get further out in the ocean than that. I can tell you that right now. Yeah, Baylor Bears. I mean, look, it's gonna be an interesting season for Auburn and Baylor both. But yeah, I don't know, man. That's about all I got for you guys, really, to be honest with you. There was not a lot of news, but the Raja Jackson story, I thought Bears keeping an eye on for that guy. Really do. And other than that, yeah, man, it's kind of light. It unfortunately, it's August into September. Movies are quiet. TV shows are, I will have another episode of Alien Earth down on Tuesday to talk about with Matthew if he gets a chance to watch it. I think that show is up and down. I think overall it's not that great. But it's going to have like some episodes that seem interesting, and then it's going to have some episodes that are just downright schlocky, goofy, stupid shit. We just had a kind of somewhat interesting episode. I think it was great. And now I think we're in for a schlocky episode. In California, most attack happen in waist-deep waters. Actually, yes, it is true. 10 foot or less of water, right? 10 feet of water, somewhere in there, waist-deep, at 4 or 5 feet. Is where a lot of the attacks do happen. It's not out deep water, because who the fuck is out in deep waters? You're in a boat. So, Jaws is just about a perfect movie. Yeah, last week's episode was not good. Yep, I'm with you. There's interesting themes. I just think just can't quite find its footing. USC 73-13. Holy moly shitballs. That sounds like a USC score, to be honest with you. That's the kind of shit that happens out west. There's some games that go 73-48, shit like that. I'm getting some messages here. One in particular from someone I know. Yes, so if Matthew, the video you sent me, I don't know if you know this, but watched it like a couple weeks ago when it first came out, and I recommended everybody check it out. It was the Raptor Chip Talon story. Destro is my spirit animal. That video is absolutely hilarious if you haven't seen it. I'm sure most of you have. Let's see. 3 stars says, all I said, I remember the classic old Adam Sandler record, I Got a Snake Mane. What was the one at a medium pace, right? At a medium pace. That's one of my favorites. At a medium pace. Let's see. G.I. Jetman says, everybody go watch the replay of my stream from tonight. Everybody go watch the replay of my stream from tonight. How about that, G.I. Jetman? How you like them apples, buddy? How dare you? I'm kidding. Go watch G.I. Jetman's stream. By all means. Please do. Please do. Joe Fan 84 says, I've been watching Akiba's Trip anime. It's about people getting possessed, and in order to defeat them, you have to rip their clothes off. Okay, I like it, what I'm hearing here, Joe Fan. Tell me more, tell me more. What do we think about Alien Earth? I think it's shitty, to be quite honest, really. I think it's not good, and I hate it. The goat was my favorite. Yeah, the goat, definitely. That part, that was the best part of that episode, for sure. But, yeah, it's just, it's a shame. It really is a shame. I wanted it to be so good, and I think there were opportunities there, and they just blew it. Absolutely blew it. And these characters are some of the dumbest people, even the boy genius. Even the boy genius. Oh, God. Somebody walks in the room, and then you see his foot, and he points with his foot for the person to go sit down. It's just... Ugh. Yeah, better than Romulus, yes. Still not good, yes. 100%. Yes, Adam Sandler at a medium pace. Poison Eye. If you want to watch something freaky, go back and watch the last episode of Alien Earth where the eyeball tentacle creature octopus thing inserts itself inside of a fucking goat. Or sheep. It's a sheep, isn't it? Goat, sheep, whatever. They look the same. And Uncle Todd? Uncle Todd? Don't get me started on Boy Chandelier. You might as well be called Boy Chandelier, not Boy Cavalier, right? Yeah, no, it's a shitty character. All the characters are shitty in this show. They're fucking stupid. Even the kids in adult bodies. There's nothing more embarrassing than watching an adult actor try to act like a child. Like it just doesn't work. And the Peter Pan shit, it's just off the chain. I mean, like, good God, like everything is Peter Pan and Neverland and Hook, and he even says it out loud. He goes, "Oh, the alien was the alligator." It's like, no shit, Sherlock. So they think their audience is really stupid. So they have to explain away everything. It's just, oh God, it's grating. And there's interesting concepts in the show. That's what sucks, is that there's interesting concepts in the show that are worth exploring, but they just don't. They just don't. Like, you're almost there. The most interesting character is Timothy Olyphant. Right? Like, he's the most, him and the black dude, the cyborg from the ship, right? Like, Morrow. Those are the two most interesting characters in the entire show. That's it. And I think if they were making it about the dude from the ship, the guy named Morrow, I think that would have been a far more interesting show, in my opinion. Make him the main character. At least his acting is good. Let's see. Punk's show tomorrow is going to be for 6 hours. Yeah, it's a Labor Day show, by the way, folks. Buckle up and get in. How do you display your toys? If you haven't sent your pictures, email your pictures to a Punk with Toys of how you display your toys. I will not, because you guys see it all the time. So there's really no point in me showing you how they are up. But I can't wait to see some of y'all's picks if you send them in. I'll be tuning in. I do have to work tomorrow night. I expect to be busy because it is Labor Day. But I will try to jump in the chat as soon as I can on a Punk with Toys stream tomorrow night. Yeah, Captain Hook, way better character than he should be. I figured you guys all did send photos, so that's going to be fun, and that's going to be the topic. That's the thing, right? He's got to go through all the slides and all the bullshit, then the topic. So yeah, you're right. That stream could take 6 hours. 3 stars says, oh no, Timothy's so wasted as that character. I agree. Anybody could have played that emotionless role. Yeah, but it is the Rutger Hauer, right? It is the Blade Runner of the show, right? Or not the Blade Runner, but you understand what I'm saying. The replicant. I mean, it literally is. Like, and I believe those are okay, his IG account. That's it. I don't know. I just saw a post. Email, IG. You guys know what to do. You guys know what to do. Yeah, because I thought it said email. Pretty sure it said email. I was almost positive. And Matthew confirms that, yes, to his email. There you go. So make sure you get your pictures of Punk tomorrow night. Look, guys, I'm going to get out of here. My son is still here, and I got to take him back home before work tomorrow. So maybe hang out with him, play some drums tonight. But again, I will be with Matthew on Tuesday night. Hopefully we'll have some interesting topics. I'm glad for you guys to come back and hang out with us, of course, and let Matthew piss some people off, and myself. And then Wednesday night, 3-star draw, Seven's Wild on his channel. You guys know what time that is. 9 Eastern, 8 Central. And we'll have some fun, a little birthday fun, and topic wise, I mean, right now it's just, there's not a whole bunch to really go through. But maybe we can come up with a list of some kind, or find a list that's out there that we can go through and agree and disagree with it. Those are always kind of fun. Lists are always kind of fun. But But yeah, I mean, other than that, next Sunday. But look, I'll see you guys in a couple days. I really do appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Really, always. And I hope y'all have a great rest of your evening. And have fun tomorrow night with Punk. And I know I'll see you guys in the chat for sure. Every one of you, man. Y'all are fucking awesome people. And you definitely make my Sunday night that much better. That's for sure. Until
So
then.
long, gay boys!